Okay, so welcome to the second issue, defence, street defence, techniques that worked for me. We covered the kicks last week, okay, great little techniques, lived off them for a long time. This time, palm of the hand, I would like to say slaps, but you know the palm of this hand got used many occasions, from bringing people back up again to the good old-fashioned clip around the head. Now the great little stunners, the thing I like about slaps, there's a few things I like. First of all, you punch somebody in the head, you've got a very good chance of cutting them. When the police come afterwards, what's easier to explain? Someone who's got his face half broke, or someone who's got a nice big handprint on his face. So you know, going on the long run, the slap worked in many ways. Effectiveness for outside, fantastic technique. Not only do I have to catch you with this part of my hand, in a punch, even if I was hooking it, the angle that I have, that would have to hit the target. On a slap, this can hit the target, this can hit the target. You'd even have the opportunity of the fingers wiping past the eyes. So I'm upping your odds, which is what self-defence should be doing for you, making sure you've got the best possible chance of getting the target. Slaps were fantastic. You know, it can be a slap, it can be an arm bar, it can be picking them back up, it can grab, it can pull. So guys, we're going to cover slaps for you today, okay? And there's many different places where I found the work. Obviously for openers they were fantastic, but the tips that you get for why it was good for an opener. The way you move to the side. So we'll cover everything I can for the slaps for you, okay? So guys, let's have a look at the good old slapper. Okay, so slappers, listen, let's just go straight to the start of it. If I'm practicing slaps, the reason I like to, we said earlier on, this hook punch, you know, you're catching it in the shape of my arm. Plus, you're limited on the length that you've got. That's a slap. That's a punch. So you know, on range alone, I could always get a slap to work a little bit better than a hook punch. So, technique-wise, it's not going to be difficult. Keep the body moving. If I stand still, you'll still get an effective slap. You know, I like gauging the range from here and coming around. But you know, if I took a little bit of a movement and a little bit of a step, this does a few things for me. It takes me out of the range from where the guy is. I always like keeping this hand up just in case I'm getting caught with something from the side. But you know, take it across and bring it. Now the thing is with this as well, if you watch my partner's eyes, okay, what I try and do from this, and I got this tip from Trev Roberts a long time ago, and it makes sense. If I'm looking at him with my eyes, there's nothing else you could look at him. Just before I move, you know, you give it that very intense little look. And what I'm trying to do is drag his eyes to the attention of following my head. So this hand is in the blind side. So for instance, move somewhere and say, look mate, just chill out a little bit, and I take that big step. I'm expecting and I'm wanting him to follow me, so I'll put a bit of intensity onto them eyes. Now, as I said to the side, if I keep this hand slightly low, it comes from a place they can't see. So I don't want to come in from here where it gets the attention. I'm talking stepping to the side, drop that shoulder and adjust the back. Now you notice from there, I caught him with this bit instead of here. This is the luxury with slaps, it doesn't really matter. If I catch him with my hand and I perforate that eardrum, you've all heard the stories how that works. If I catch him with a hand and I hit that jaw, there's a good chance of a knockout. If he rushes into me and I still catch him here, I'm going to catch him with something. Where in hook punches, if he runs in, there's a chance I'm going to be around the neck and probably in a little bit more trouble. This is one where I want to shift him. I want to move the guy. So even if I stood here and said, look mate, chill out a little bit, and he rushed in, bam, that slap, it gives me a better odd of hitting him from a slap to an arm bar. So practicing them was just quite simple, you know, I've got to keep my eyes on the target and I've got to take that little step to the side. And I keep this hand hidden and bring it across. And you can see the way, when you're holding the pads, the way the shoulder will move and the body will move. You put that down to on a face, they're gorgeous techniques. So that's just a very simple way of where I'd keep it from here, and he might be irritating me a little bit, and I'd step across and send a slap in. And the good thing, like I've said, I don't care if this hits you, I don't care if this hits you. All of them, thrown with enough power, have got the potential to sit them down and end the fight. Even if not, it's going to put you on a good little shot where he's on the back foot and you can capitalise on it. So there's the first one. Let's have a look at the second one. Okay, so that slaps from the back. You know, your hand's back here, you're going to get a little bit of an angle on it, throw some weight through, guys. Whatever you weigh, okay, throw the weight with it. It's not rocket science. Now lead leg as well, this is why the confidence in slaps was so great for me. You know, with the lead leg forward, a little bit of an expectation stance where you go, oh come on mate, hold on, what's your problem? It was so easy to line this hands up already for the target. If I was close into him, this is where the hands would be, mate, come on, why? And I used to like a little bit of a lean to the side to again draw his hands in and keep him like bang before you get that first slap in. So it's not rocket science, guys. Plus this can take you out of the way of trouble as well. It's just a slap. Now let's say he rushes into me. I can also take this from him and I can go in. If the slap misses, or should I say I still catch him with the bar, this hook can bring him in. But I'm not stupid, so the elbow matches it. So little techniques from here. If he was slightly moving, I'd like this and this. And then over onto the nose, and you'd be having strikes for the face. So the slaps, we've covered backhand. I wouldn't have too much of a follow-up as in he's close into me with this one. I expect it to be over there and then rush in and finish the job. But the lead hand one could be here, and you still hit the target that's roughly around this area. If he rushes in, here, and then this one, I'd push in still to get it up. No, keep them on a little bit of a back foot, guys. So training this one with your partner is going to be quite simple. Keep your hands loose and flop in. Slap, cut. You know, if I can keep it slap, I can drag him in a little bit. Slap here, over. And again, I'm a quick person that likes finishing things quick, so I know throat's a dangerous place to hit, but I don't know what the danger is I've got in front of me. I can still put it into sternums, and I would get back to my knuckles. So these are lead hands. Practice them this way. Stay nice and loose, learning to talk confidently, seeing if you can even touch the target that's in front of you without them flinching. Then, so you can get that last little. When to throw the slap, be cheeky, be secretive about it, hide it. Hide it with words, hide it with conversations, hide it with your stances. But again, if I want to slap it, I'd try and get my hand to come out a little bit. So there's slaps from the front leg. Let's have a look at another set of slaps. Third option. You know, the slaps don't always come this way. I never really laid a lot of faith in a slap that come down here. You'd be better turning your hand for a hammer fist, but you know, bringing the guy's head back up again. If I turn my hand this way and I'm hitting it with bone, I used to find a good slap would work better. I'd see how much power I could generate in a punch from low down here, if you drag the head. And it's hard for me to get up and underneath. That will bring them back up. So let's say, for instance, you know, he's got his head down there and I want to bring it up. I'd take a little step across, bam, and I would be cupping. It'd be a slap and a grab at the same time that could put you into chokes. So little ways I used to practice this to put it into a technique. Using the same hand, look through to the ground, and then slap. Straight up from here, get that head back, and stick any kind of choke on the one, and keep the momentum going. Well, this is a simple one to practice. How low down can you get the pad before you know there's no power in it? So for a hook punch here, I feel so confident driving all the way through. It was this level. You know, nothing really fit. I didn't want to smash knees in because knees can destroy faces and put you into that same category of having to explain to the police why he's got no face left. But you know, good old slap. Bringing it right up. You can feel the weight shifting. And if you want, you can keep it up and bring it back down again. So you know, I could catch onto it with a nice open hand. We wouldn't be closed this way. Slap it straight up. And again, you can drag it, bring them into these, off the knees. And again, think about it. I've not broke his face. Granted, his nose might disappear a little bit flatter. But from a bar across here, splitting eyes, blood dripping down, it was just such a great technique. So if you're going to practice this one, just see how low down you're comfortable with somebody's head being, where you've still got enough power in it to lift it back up, before the knees have to start working, okay? So then the upper slappers. Let's look at the fourth option. It's techniques that I've done before. If he's stood here and he's irritating a friend of mine, it's not hard to know you can come across here and slap. Double slaps and drags. Yes, they were, especially if it was cold weather and it was in winter. You know, we'd see the tip of the ears slightly red. So I used to remember the guy, his favourite one would just be a double hand slap, which I always thought was cheeky, but you know, it worked. It had the desired effect of this. Not really a killer in him. Don't want to kill the guy, but just give him that shock. Takes you back to being a kid when your mother used to slap you around the back of the ears. So you know, he'd come from here in this way, and he'd just go, a good old slap. I've used it many occasions from the back. You know, to put a little bit of shock into him. You slap him, you can rip into the mouth and you can pull the mouth back. You can just clean him out and take him this way. But from this side, there's not really a way to do it, apart from, can you be quiet while you're sneaking up on them? He hates that noise. So, you know, coming in here, if I get my arms, once they're over the elbows, I'll slap it, and I pull it, and I use his shoulders as a lever to bring my hands back. So it's just another variation of how I've managed to make slaps work, okay? We've got a fifth one for you. It's not really a slap, but we did say we're using palms today, okay? So let's look at the fifth little way that we've used it. So the last option, okay, like I said, I loved palms. From the slaps to the drags to the up to the round. Top of the head, I'll be using hammer fists a little bit more. For this one, just a palm straight to the face. It's a great little technique for the lead hand. You know, you can get your hand already here, you've got a chance of the fingers going in eyes. I just used to like the palm a bit better, so I could get them pushed back on a back foot and keep them moving. But also, I'd use this for, if he flinches, if he slightly takes a shot at me, I don't care what he's doing, I'm going straight through the middle for his face. Get the first punch in, or slap him, should I say. So let's say I can stand like this, no matter what he does, I've got one thing in mind, bang, palm, straight to the face, and then go to town then. So you know, he throws a slap in from here, it still covers my shoulder, I get my shoulder up a little bit. If I get my elbow up, it covers it. It's also used as a block, isn't it? You know, just going straight through the middle to the target you need. And then I'd use momentum and shift him a little bit. So if I was stood there now on either side of his nose, that through that bit. And it just wants to get his head back. So when I get his head back, I can get his body moving this way. So I would use this one in our training would be, how can I got him again. I got him because I kind of catch him halfway through my centre. It's not some going, right, I'm going to get him. You know, look like you're slightly hacking yourself. Being a little bit more relaxed and then going. You know, when your hands are relaxed, they can move more. So with this one, I was never looking at knocking them out with it. Just to shift them, get them on the back foot, interrupt the game plan that they had. So again, if I get my hands nice and through the centre, it'd be difficult for him to throw a shot through the middle. Mainly because I've got the middle covered. If I had my hands out this wide, I would expect a shot to come through the middle, if he's taking a shot. So just closing them slightly and having this on line with the head meant I'm going to kind of 99% guess this is coming round or this is coming round, which made it easier for me to touch that head. That covers this side and slide and get the shoulder up. You know, it's about keeping this jaw covered. So just this little scenario, we train it like this. How quick can you get a cheeky slap into me or a cheeky punch? And instead of blocking and covering, just go for them, you know, in a straight line. And if I keep that hand up from here, you know it's difficult to punch on a back foot when you're moving, you want to grab balance. So that's the fifth one. Very simple, straight line jabs, straight in the middle, and then go. Think about keeping your shoulder up, okay? One little finish for you. Dragging heads down. This is just taking preemptive and putting other techniques in. So you've got lead hand slaps that my confidence levels are good with. Elbows, they come in nice. With this one it'd be a slap and a little bit of a drag. Slap, drag, scoop the head. These way your hand fists would be better served, but I still like coming up underneath. Slap that face, because we still have a bit of control, you can bring it up. And I always like noses. Big hands, spread them out so you can grip that nose for control. So this is about slow and smooth and comfortable. 1, 2, 3, back up. WWF if you want, drop it down. Practicing this one. He comes and takes his little swing. In, bang, punch, and look where it sets you up. Back for your knees, back for your drags. These hands can also work, like I said, from this side. Easy to get a punch in. Perforate eardrum, smack under, keep it up. You know, with a good slap, you may get a good drag as well. A slap and a drag. A slap and a drag. Push it in from there, and I'll see if I can catch it with that straight in the middle. So I have their slaps. Now, I'll put a few clips on. I'm sure we can grab them off YouTube. Just showing you places where I've seen them working from. Again, I like this because a lot of times I have to have the conversations and I like my hands to be in a place where if they do attack, I can still cover. But this is also a good place for them. You just don't generate the power too much, but because you can generate so much power in a slap, from here is acceptable. Now again, go over a few things about them. Low side, it's so much easier to explain. A handprint on somebody's face, then you know, a black eye, a bust, or a cut, and you know, sometimes when you dip people, you catch them just right, you could destroy a face, you know, permanently scar them. And the slaps, I still think they take you back to your childhood days. So guys, that's my last little bit for you this month. Next month we'll start getting a little bit more advanced. I want to keep it basic for you, okay? If I was watching it, I'd think, go on, what techniques can I have? I never wanted to overcomplicate things in my head. So, the slap, listen, it technically covers a range from here to here where you can still get a worthwhile target. For a knockout punch, try it. I bet you can slap harder than you can punch. We have a punch machine in there. We all practice it, but you know, you put a slap into it, the amount of weight you can shift. So slaps are great for generating power, taking them back to the childhood days. They're great for the low side when you only have to explain a slap on the hand instead of a broken face. So next month we'll start getting a little bit more technical with it, okay? A little bit more, less preemptive. So guys, thanks for watching. Practice your slaps. Everyone likes a good slapper. We've been through this before. And we will see you next month, okay? Thank you.